Hello, this is mathjazz from Almost Cool, standing on the south wall of the Taj Mahal with a mathemagician.
Hello.
So, you were talking earlier about how Australians seem to be prescient when it comes to persistent homology.
Yes.
So, and I had asked, had you figured out something to do at Sandia? And you said that you might have something.
Yes, but those ideas are um, intellectual property, so I don't want to mention them on YouTube,
Okay. Well,
unfortunately.
that
Because
is that is okay. However, the other ideas that you had that the Australians ended up doing, are those still hush
no, because
hush?
they've published papers on them that are accessible. Um, so I think it's right. Like if you publish a paper, I think you can talk about the paper that was published, can't you?
I think so.
So, um, one of the major problems in geology is that typically when you try to image a rock, you get a grayscale image. Um, that's it's pixelated, but you have to look at this and go, well, is this color of gray that I'm looking at? Is it a very light rock, or is it like very heavy slime to make it this color? And so the typical, well, I don't know if I should say typical, but oftentimes what they end up resorting to is that a trained technician will look at the picture, eyeball it, and say, well, this is the color that I think. Everything above this is rock, and everything below it is just basically air. And I'm impressed by the fact that these technicians are as consistent as they appear to be, but I'm also worried by the fact that they are not actually consistent. Um, you like one of the people here at Sandia told me herself that, yeah, if you give me the same image an hour later, uh, there's no way that I'm going to pick the same interval or necessarily even close to the same interval, because if you change the lighting in the room, if I've had lunch, like these shades of gray are going to look different to me, and I'm going to pick a different threshold. So the first project, we said, oh, this will be cool. Let's define a way to use persistent homology to calculate the thresholds. Lo and behold, the Australians had already done it, and they did it pretty much exactly the way that I was going to do it. And they showed that it was consistent and that it gave them the right results. I was like, well, okay, well, I guess we can't do that. How about we look at using persistent homology on an already thresholded image to determine the what are called pore throats and voids. So a void is pretty straightforward. It's a three-dimensional space that's been taken out of the rock, and a pore throat is just basically a a cylinder that's connecting um, two or more of these voids. And so the idea is, well, a cylinder, when you compute homology, a cylinder will be identified by the fact that it has a non-trivial element of the first homology, but it has a trivial second homology. Whereas a pore or a void, sorry, a void will have exactly the reverse. It'll have something in H2 and not something in H1. So the idea was, oh, cool. If we look at persistent homology, we'll figure out how many of these voids and how many of these pore throats there are at all of these different tolerance levels. Isn't that great? And again, they proved that, yep, persistent homology totally does that. It does it wonderfully, and there's not much left to do in that regard either.
That's unfortunate. And those were your two big ideas?
Those were two of the big ideas. Yeah, they were probably the biggest two.
So, do we build something on top of this flat area now?
Nope. This flat area is the end.
Did we just finish the southern wall?
Pretty much. We need to do this southern patio on the other side of the crenellations.
We also need to light up the roof.
Yes, I was starting that, but
Okay. I don't have any torches on me, which is unfortunate and terrible of me.
ooh, and I only have 15. Do you have any sticks or wood? Because I've got lots of charcoal.
Oh,
Well, by lots, I mean 25.
let's see. I don't have any on me, but I think that we have some of these shulker boxes down here.
Okay.
We have 16 sticks and a bunch of planks.
Okay.
I have 24 sticks to go with your 25 charcoal. And that'll give us 100 torches.
Cool.
There you go.
Oh. I got 24 sticks.
Sorry, I have 24 sticks to go with your 25 torches.
Okay. I was just worried that like somehow we had lost a stick in that transaction. It's like I've never had that happen to me before in Minecraft.
Yeah, usually you gain or lose whole stacks at a time.
Yeah.
I like these, this hallway of arches. It's kind of cool. They don't have, brown terracotta stairs yet in the game.
Alas, no.
Well, when they come up with terracotta stairs, we're gonna have to go through and make all of these arches look more rounded.
Yes. It's funny though that in Minecraft, making it a really a half a diamond is considered more rounded. Or are you talking about the big, like huge archways?
No, I'm talking. Well, I mean the big archways too would probably be good. You know, I'm sure that they're not. Whoa, this archway looks really weird. Oh, it looks fine from this angle though. But yeah, like just going through and swapping out some of the blocks for stairs just to make it look more rounded would be a good idea.
Yeah.
When that's possible.
What would you know what would be really cool?
What?
These kind of
The big
what's the word I'm looking
archways?
for here? These big archways that are actually kind of like shells that are taken out.
Uh-huh.
So they're not just two-dimensionally round, they're three-dimensionally round.
Uh-huh.
Chaining the stairs together so that they make you know how you put like three stairs together in the right configuration? It creates corners.
Yes.
That'll be cool.
I agree.
Anyway, so I think that's lit up sufficiently well. Now we should figure out how to do this back portion. Yes?
Yes.
So let's see. It looks like trying to understand what I'm looking at. So apparently there should have been a little archway that like started. Oh, there is one that started here. Cool. Thing that I landed on. So I'm going to jump off for a second. Yep, it does exactly that.
Okay. And is there a roof that goes on that?
So, atop of the level that you just created, you do a double thick border, and then the oak planks go on that same level. So do you still have any oak planks? Because I put them all back.
I do have oak planks.
Okay.
But I only have 13 of them.
Oh.
So I might have to go back for more. Anyway.
Okay.
Does this level connect across like this?
Yep. Do you have enough terracotta to finish that off, and I'll go grab the planks?
I think I have enough terracotta to finish the line off. I have a
Okay.
few stacks, so...
And then it's actually too thick, so it comes off to the side. Here, let me give you some more of my stacks before I run away and grab supplies then, huh? That should be efficient.
And it goes out.
Yes.
Okay. It goes all the way up to the corner? Or does it go around the corner and connect to the...
It goes up to the corner.
But it doesn't round the corner and connect?
I don't know what you mean. Is there not another, like... Yeah, I'll come check it out in a second. I think it rounds the corner a little bit, and then it hits into the white clay at that level and stops.
Okay. Oh, I nearly died from that last fall.
Oh no. And
I have terrible carrot seed. You know what we need to do? We need to see if they put a recipe in for rabbit stew. Or is it beet stew? One of them there's a recipe for, I think. And we need to go and make it, just for the sake of doing it. Because we've been eating baked potatoes for forever. And if there's anything I learned from Matt Damon, that baked potatoes forever gets really boring.
Oh, which rendition? The Martian or the guy trapped on the icy planet?
The Martian. That was a fun movie. I liked it.
I've still not seen it.
We should see it sometime. I don't know. It might be too applied for your refined, pure mathematics tastes, though.
Exactly. My rule of thumb goes that when a person who is very non-mathematical says, upon finding out that I'm a mathematician, "Oh, have you seen blank? Did you like it? What did you think about the math in that? Wasn't it cool?" As soon as I hear that word or that phrase, I just kind of decide that I'm never going to watch that film.
Well, it's not a math film, it's a science film.
Yeah, but the recommendation I hear is, wasn't it cool? Didn't you like whatever math was in there? Here, do you want a stack or so of
I would love a stack or so.
There's a stack and a half.
So, you said that this rounds the corner and connects to the white line?
Yeah, I'll go check that out. Yeah, because that brown clay there was supposed to come up, straight up all the way.
Like this?
Yep.
Wait, like this?
Yeah, straight up, and then did it. And then
I
does that come out?
connected it to the white line. Should it go one below it?
No, it should connect to it
Okay. And then dark wood planks next to it? Like this?
on the inside. Yep. Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
Yeah, the dark wood is at the same level as the white.
Okay, great.
Um, so the geologist I worked with today was asking me about the type of math research that our advisor does, and whether I thought it would be useful for our advisor to give a talk or a presentation to the geologists about his math research.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Neither I would be so bold as to say I think it's not a good idea. But when I said that, this
Did he
guy
look
kind of wanted
sad?
he wanted justification, and it was hard because I wasn't meaning to imply that I thought he wouldn't understand it, that it was difficult to understand. Rather, I was simply trying to explain that I don't believe that this stuff has any hope of being applied to geology at all.
Oh, I thought it was gonna go on the our mutual advisor has a very unique lecture style. And to some it is indecipherable.
Are you? There's. This is really weird, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. But the blueprint says you're supposed to add another line of brown clay just right here
Okay.
on the same level that we're standing. Yeah, exactly.
This?
Yep.
All the way to the corner.
Yep. Oh no! Did you die?
I did not.
Well, I guess not, because I didn't see death message. But
It was nice of you to be concerned. We need to dynamite this area. There's too much junk in this area. That's where all the gardens go, right?
I think probably that seems like the right area. Okay, so now top all of this. We put brown clay.
On top of the wood.
Yep, on top of the wood, and we surround the whole thing with birch slabs. So I've got birch slabs,
Okay.
but I'm out of terracotta. So
I have terracotta.
great.
So there, like this.
Uh-huh. Yep. But anyway, so I talked to the geologist and told him about like the Warsawanoid, and thought, if I'm going to frankly waste his time on explaining what the Warsawanoid is, I should do it in such a way that like at least some of the pieces he get might be useful. So first I taught him about covering maps, and then about inverse limits, and we used the example of the regular solenoid. And it was
As in
funny because
inverse
the
limits
whole
of
was
S1.
yeah, and so it was funny because the whole time I'm telling about this, he's like, "Oh, well, that sounds really applicable." Like, "Oh, that that sounds like this thing in geology," and he sounded very upset that I had previously suggested that,
Oh,
oh,
he
I,
was
I
trying to. The thing is that there are lots of things in mathematics that are pathological. Like that. I mean, in as much as mathematicians are not physicists, we're still human beings that experience the world, and there are certain things that are just so weird that they probably only exist in pure mathematics.
yeah,
The Warsawinoid is one of them.
yeah, and so I felt bad that the way I presented it, um, kind of made it seem like my original hesitation in saying, "Oh, our advisor should not tell you about his research." I guess the way that I presented it made it sound like I was um, stating that as a reflection of my belief in this guy's ability to understand it, and so it took a while to be like, okay, now that I've defined like all of the necessary background stuff, because that's all that was. It was just necessary background. Here's the Warsawinoid. And I described it for him. He was like, "Oh, yeah, that probably doesn't have anything to do with geology." I'm like, "Yeah," and that's like the beginning of our advisor's research. Like, that's that's not. If you ask him to talk about like what he's currently researching, you're not even gonna hear about that. You're gonna hear about 2 or 3 levels of abstraction beyond it.
Oh, or solenoid is weird enough. I mean, the regular solenoid is kind of weird enough.
Yeah, but I must say I do love the naming choice, calling it the Warsawinoid. I think that is just genius.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our mutual advisor is a genius. Like, just flat. That's the truth.
It is, though, with the jokes that he tells, sometimes it's hard to remember.
That's hilarious. Oh, hey, it's that time again.
Oh,
So, well, on that note, of it being hard to tell that our genius advisor is in fact a genius based on his sense of humor, we will watch the lunar eclipse while we say goodbye to YouTube land.
do we know for certain that he doesn't watch this channel?
I have no idea if he watches this channel or not.
Oh, I might be dead.
I
In
think
case
that,
I never see you again, YouTube. Bye.
okay, if we don't see the Mathemagician ever again, then we know what happened to him. So,
Yep.
but see you next time, YouTube land. Bye!